Howdy folks, Bairdos here with what's going to become a monthly thing on the channel, the Login Campaign breakdown. Each month I'll go through each section, explaining what's on offer, giving my opinions on it, what would make you the most money, well, on Bismarck at least, and what I'll be spending my points on. So let's get into it. Here's June's Login Campaign breakdown. So for 10 points we can buy the usual host of COs, crests. Useful if you need a chunk for getting into a battlefield for specific drops, but not a whole lot else. There's also the Cordial Invite, the Martial Ball Invite, the Training Grounds Key, the Mercenary Camp Entry Slip, Flask of Pest Repellent, and the Athena Orb. Each of these items grants you access to a one-off battle that, as far as I'm aware, holds no significance other than just being something a little fun and different, and for you to be able to say, I did it. Costume items are represented as usual too, with the Cracked Nut and Pungent Powder items there for your transformation needs. Those two there. Those two there. And the Seasoning Stone. That is the last item in this category, and it's required for the 95 cap fight, but nothing really else. So nothing a whole lot worthwhile there, just nothing really at all. Now onto the 100 point category. This month we have some skirmish entry items of both the normal and Alluvian variety. All of the Eudemon items, and then the more coupon IS1. Now the coupon can be turned into any tier 1 Faithful's piece or a tier 1 zone head. The heads tend to be pretty good money makers as well, at least on Bismarck, or at least the Yorcia one does. You've also got the bait for the Ibisu fishing rod quest in the form of the Drill Calamari and Dwarf Poodle. We also have this Heartbeater. When you synergize two of them together it makes +1. The bonus effect that gives though is cooking normal synthesis support. So really, unless you're a cook that only wants to craft for 8 minutes every real life day, or a collector of all things, this isn't really for you. The cooldown on the bonus effect is 24 hours. Last item here is the Cloud Evoker. Those from the 75 cap days should remember that, as it's the pop item for Uriu Cometh. Not a whole lot of use anymore though, other than again go in there and stomp it at 99. 300 points contains 2 items this month, the Crab Cap and the Porogo Coat. Same as the Heartbeater, when synergised with another of the same item, it comes to +1. The Crab Cap gives a costume effect, whereas the Porogo Coat +1 gives regen and refresh +1, as well as movement speed +12%. It's only in rainy weather though. According to Horizon on FF11H.com, this does work under the effect of Scholar's Rainstorm. So if you're a scholar you might find a use for that. If you can, awesome. For the rest of us, probably not. On to the 500 point category. Just the one item here, and it's the lion statue. One of the many statue furnishings for your Moghouse, but this one's a new one. If you don't have enough of those statues kicking about, then sure, go for it. For storage, some of them only have the one, so I could replace one of them. I mean, if you're a hoarder like I used to be, it'll be right up your alley for getting another furnishing for your Moghouse, but really not a whole lot of use there. Right, the 750 point category. sees the 3 items required to synergize a galley kitchen appear in the form of the kitchen brick, stove and plate. Galley kitchen does look awesome, so if you like making your mock house look cool, this is definitely something for you. It does only provide 17 storage though, sadly. There is also a bonus effect to it that every conquest tally you get a random meal from it as well, from your Moogle. So there's also the 3 different stage of skirmish armour stones in this section, in the shape of these 3 frayed sacks. There are still some decent sets you can make from the skirmish armour. I do have some pretty good acro stuff, but it's being replaced by gradually easier to do content, and there's sometimes less luck involved like there was with this. It could take so many stones to actually get the roll we were after. And the last 3 items are the usual beastly shank, jug of honey wine and clump of blue pondweed. The beastly shank will pop Behemoth, honey wine will pop Fafnir, and the blue pondweed will pop Adamantoise. Nothing really worth mentioning there. On to the 1000 points now, the second last category. We have the Mog patio plans, which allow you to turn your second floor of your Mog house, into an outdoor looking area. It is pretty cool, but again, if you're not fussed about your Mog house, it's not for you. The caliber and facility rings are here as usual, like the Echad and Trizek rings, only these have 3 uses and they're done. It is really useful though if you plan on having a long session of leveling or capacity point grinding. I've been finding the caliber ring really helpful with Jimmy Bonsai as of late, because I do burn through the Echad ring fairly quickly, so this is another form of it, same amount of bonus, same amount of boost, so yeah, really helpful there. More frayed sacks in this section. These are for putting augments on the Eshan armour. I've been spending most of my points as of late on these, but probably not this month. Again, it's kind of like the skirmish armour where it's a lot of luck, but it seems to be less luck involved with those ones. If you want to waste 1000 points, there's your ticket there, an Esh Elixir +1. For 1000 points, even a +2 would be pushing it. Yeah, just not a whole lot of use for an Esh Elixir +1. I bought 3 +2s for 120k each a couple of days ago, and +1s are really insignificant compared to that. The refractive crystal pretty much falls into the same bracket as well. It's just, yeah, you can get them far easier from not the Records of Eminence person, the other one, and it's went right out of my mind. Yeah, the other one that stands right next to the Records of Eminence person, you can get them for refractive crystals from them. And then there's a second 1000 point category. This one contains solely Abyssy NM items for upgrading your Empyrean armour and your Empyrean weapons. The Empyrean weapons are the same as they have been since their inception, just to get up each level break, whereas they're used for Empyrean armour now to get that to level 109. So it could be useful for you in that if you don't want to go and fight them. So final category is 1500 points. It contains 2 varieties of items, H&M pops and relic armor upgrade items. So the chances are the Saber Shank will still be selling well on your server. It's for King Behemoth, and the defending ring pretty much keeps the price of that pretty high. So it could be an alright pick for you. Looking on Bismarck, it's around 400-500k for that. Sweet Tea for Nidhogg, probably less likely to sell and doesn't go for as much. Again, Bismarck, you're looking about 300k for that, but probably doesn't sell very often. And Red Bondweed for Aspidoshalon is even less likely. I didn't even look at the price of that because, yeah, just nobody would want to fight that for any reason. The relic armor upgrade items are likely to be your money maker. They all come from Voidwatch, but the drop rate is pretty poor from Voidwatch. On Bismarck, they are selling 600k upwards for each of these items. So, obviously, if you need any of the items, grab them. It's a no-brainer. If you need something, grab it. If you don't though, and money is your wish, your best bet is likely going to be the relic upgrade items, as they sell fairly often and decently. Again, as far as Bismarck is concerned. Personally, I'll be spending mine on the It's Papalotl scales. It's not a hard thing to build pops for, but at last count I was 22 off finishing that stage for my Yukon, and I just want it done. I really want it finished. By finished, I mean probably in 90, but still I want it done. As far as my Jimmy Bonsai character goes, who's effectively an island on his own, as far as my characters are concerned, he'll be grabbing the relic upgrade items for the guild, because automatons ain't cheap, and Gustav really ain't cheap. So, I hope that this has helped shed some light on any items you were unsure on, maybe helped you make up your mind on what's getting your points for the month. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'll be making this a monthly thing. Only from July onwards it will be uploaded earlier in the month. So if you want to see that, along with plenty of other living content, please do subscribe. I also have a series I do with my Jimmy Bonsai character that I'll upload every Wednesday and Saturday, along with daily Let's Plays of other games, so if you could check them out, that would be muchly appreciated. If there's anything you want to ask me, put it in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. I respond to each and every comment. For now though, thanks for watching, take it easy, adios.